do. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Cool. I just hit record, so I am ready and we would love to hear your shout outs.
Awesome sauce. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone who helped this idea that I've had in my head for a long time now about doing vision board events to present the business opportunity. And excuse me, um, it the shout outs go all the way back to Andrea, who never hesitates, but did not hesitate to hop on the phone with me to help me hash out my ideas and share with me what they are doing down there in Smyrna. And then also Emily Vermeer hopped on the phone with Abby Redmond, and they collaborated, and Emily learned from her. And so the power of duplication, right? And then let's see, Emily helped me bring the whole vision board idea to life in our Life by Design Facebook page, and she's been a huge part of getting that up and running. And it also helped us bring blood like strangers for our first event Saturday night, and so that was exciting. And then Krista McClellan, Jenny Spivey, Kaylee Cash, Maria Thacker, and Emily, everyone just did so awesome with the planning and the inviting and the following up, and just did their due diligence to get folks there. And it was a huge success. And it was just so inspiring, such a blessing to be able to show people how to dream again and show people it's possible. So just huge shout out from Andrea all the way until forever, and everyone who had a role in that. It took a village, and I'm so grateful.
That is amazing. And that event space looked beautiful. What was that at a
So
church?
cool. It was really cool. So it's a church that is used as like a business space, actually,
Oh
and
my
it's where
gosh.
Ivy works right now. She's a dental hygienist by trade, but she's working at a business there, and so we were able to use the space for free. And then she didn't realize it was such mood lighting at night, because she's usually there during the day with those beautiful windows. But we had Christmas lights and stuff to try to bring more light, and then free tables and chairs because her boss gets all these extra things. And so no, nothing was spent in terms of a place. And so that was a huge blessing. I got all those vision boards from like IKEA. It's the same ones that our leaders gave us to use at our leadership retreat at Celebration. And I knew I'd been wanting to do more overviews. I had done a few in homes and had definitely gotten to a place where people weren't showing up. And so I wanted to bring something where people were getting value from it, not just listening to me speak. And so I was in a long pause with events because I wasn't sure how I wanted to execute them and do things differently. Then we had the amazing retreat, and then the ideas from Andrea and her team. And I was like, it all just came together, and just all this work and teamwork just made it all happen.
Oh, I love it. That is amazing. And I'm really proud of you guys for just pulling together and doing that. I know it can be scary, but isn't it such a liberating feeling once you've done it and you can just pat yourselves on your backs? I think
Absolutely.
it's so creative, and that's what it's about. It's tweaking it to what works for you and what makes you excited. And that's what this is about, like doing what you love.
Mhm.
So I love that. You guys keep it up. I love the quote, not the quote, but the post that I shared that Tanya Kirkpatrick put on the Isagenix business page. I'm sure I see that a lot of you guys saw this, but she earns $1 million annually, you guys. Okay. No one showed up at her event 2 days ago. And she just was like, this happens. And it's not going to stop me from not doing more events. She's a millionaire, an annual millionaire. Like, so I think that's fantastic. And I was going to shout you guys out. So I'm glad that you just shouted yourselves out. So that was on my list.
No
Andrea
problem.
has a headache right now. So I saw this one too, is Stephanie Bullock threw a beautiful vendor event at her gym. And it was just, she's so creative. You can tell she's got that teaching blood in her, you know, you can just tell when people are creative and teachers. And Andrea will be the first to tell you that she didn't really inherit the creative side, although I disagree. But did you guys see Stephanie's setup at her gym? It was amazing. I don't know if I see Stephanie on here. She might be, but I may not just see her. We've got 20 on the line now that keeps creeping up, so that's really great. So big shout out to you, Stephanie, for doing that. Does anybody else, I do have, if anybody has a shout out, feel free to raise your hand. I would love to hear from you guys, but I want to shout out freaking Kelsey Daigle and Angela Peterson, because we haven't had our team call since these ladies just said, I'm claiming it, I'm running. Kelsey Daigle hit director and Angela Peterson hit executive. And they just put it out there and they just put their all into it. And they were open to being coachable, and they still are. And they're just going through the motions and having fun in the process. And ladies, this is a huge accomplishment, a huge accomplishment. So you guys should feel so good about yourselves. Morgan has done a beautiful job coaching you, of course, with Amy Farron and Elisa, and we just all pulled together. And Angela just rolled up her sleeves and just has just such grit about you, Angela. And I can't wait to hear from both of you ladies. We're going to hear from Angela in a second, who I know has struggled with a little headache too. So you mentioned, Angela, your eyes may hurt to show the camera. So if you need to turn the camera off, like Andrea, and be in a dark space, feel free to do that. Andrea's like, I'm in a dark space. I was like, oh, she's not. And she's like, sure, because of her headache. So does anybody else have, I do, holy freaking moly, where is Kim Nace? I don't see her, but such a big shout out to Kim Nace for becoming an IsaBody finalist. I mean, it is amazing. We are all so proud of you. We can't wait to see you on stage next month. And what's so fun about this? Oh, it's a full moon. Oh, hell no. Just kidding. What is so fun about this is that, you know, Kim just put it out there. And guys, there's something really magical about that. It's putting it out to the universe. And it's kind of like, who heard my call this morning? Did a lot of you guys hear it? So it's just like what you put out ends up coming back if you just focus on it enough. And Kim has put it out there. She's focused on it. She has not been shy to share her goals, and she crushed it. So what I love to see from this is the confidence it's giving her more than ever to really talk about this business. Already she's pulling me into a business three-way call next week. He's already looking for his people. She already has another person that's doing the same that's probably going to come in as Crystal Consultant. She's shooting for director and now executive. And I love that. I love to see Kim step into her power more than ever. And it's something I'm going to talk about just quickly after we have Angela share, because this is really a call for you guys to hear, you know, what our teammates are doing. What our teammates are doing to duplicate it. And in my opinion, you know, I could sit here and say, here's what I do. And I think it's just so great to hear from our own team and what they're doing to hit their rank. So I'm going to be quiet, but I want to see if anybody else has any shout outs. If you do, just raise your hand. I feel like I do have one more. I do have one more. I was going to see if she's on the call. She might be, but I may not have her number popped up. I have to give a shout out to Jen Court, who is just doing amazing. She is starting to step out of her shell. And you guys know that there's people that we enroll, because it's a lot of how we were before, where it's even kind of scary to post personal stuff. Like, meaning, you know, like there's sometimes where we enroll people, or maybe it was you, where you don't even post anything about your life. Now, forget posting about Isagenix. It's kind of weird to post about your life. And so, you know, that's the best part about this, is that you don't have to go big and all of a sudden just be like, yeah. It can be a slow and steady process. That's okay. Maybe you don't want to hit executive next week or next month. That is perfectly fine. You can go at your own pace. And what I love about Jen is she's not letting herself get discouraged because, quite frankly, she knows that she could be doing more, and that's okay. But what I love is that she's not getting discouraged because she's willing to say, I'm not really doing, I'm doing what I can and what I feel comfortable right now doing. That's fair. But what she's doing is she's planning events. She planned an event. It didn't work for people's timing. It was the weeks of Thanksgiving, but that didn't discourage her. She's doing another one this Sunday at her house, which is her comfort zone. She's going to have some friends and family come. And I just think it's amazing. There's many ways you can build this business. There's no wrong way to do it. The wrong way to do it is when you give up. So I just applaud you, Jen, for getting uncomfortable, because I know that's not easy. It's not easy no matter who you are. And I think it's really cool what you're doing and that you're putting yourself out there. So anybody else have a shout out? Anybody know? Well, I am going to pass it onward. Angela, if you were feeling up to sharing, I'm going to unmute you. I think you have to unmute yourself now on your, there you go. Okay. All right. So Angela hit executive, right? She's enrolled. Have you enrolled 2 consultants since? You've created 2 consultants since hitting executive? Or was it 1? You hit executive.
1.
Okay. Then you've created another consultant. And what I'm seeing from you is this shift, like things are clicking, which sounds crazy because you've already hit executive. It's not crazy though. But for people that are listening, it may sound crazy that you just hit executive and are experiencing this shift. But I get it because I've been there. So what I'd love to hear from you is just what are you feeling right now? Because you are energizing me, and that's kind of hard to do, right? Because you guys know I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But you're energizing me to the point where I'm like, you need to share what you're doing because I want to learn. She's just a guru on Instagram, and I want you to share what you're feeling, B, any verbiage on how you were able to create your consultants to hit executive, C, you posted a Gary Vee video on how to build through Instagram, maybe like what you got out of that, and just anything else that you want to share that you think the team would want to hear. I know everyone would be all ears. So we're very proud of you. Take it away wherever you want to take it.
Awesome. Well, let me know, guys, in the chat if you do have any particular questions. But as Amanda mentioned, I'm really niching down, I think is one of the biggest things. I've had a lot of people from other Isagenix teams actually slide into my DM saying, what are you doing? And a lot of people don't hear about Avatar, and I know we've been really focusing in on that more clearly these past couple months, and that's something I've been really, pivoting in and narrowing in down on, because it's overwhelming when we're looking at a wide variety of population. And a wide message out to everyone isn't really going to go anywhere. It's kind of like posting and praying and being like, all right, well, hope this resonates with somebody. But, the big thing for me is, really trying to not just have a consistent message reaching out to the one person that I really want on my team, but also really utilizing Instagram by using geotags. I know we've talked about that before. So that's location. So if you go on your Instagram, you will actually go to the search bar, and then on the top it will say places, and you can look up your favorite place, the city that you're in. So to give you guys an idea, I will handle on the chat as well, so you guys can kind of go create me. But you'll kind of notice the strategy I also have with constantly putting locations being different on each picture too, because I want to pop up on different areas around the metro of where I live. But that's kind of something that I've been doing for a strategy, as well as really narrowing in on particular hashtags, and then doing tedious things of looking and searching for my avatar on Instagram. So that's somebody that is passionate about mental health, somebody that is tired of being in the rat race of the 9-to-5 job, you know, the stay-at-home mom that really wants that extra community. That is what I'm looking for, and I'm sliding into that person's, you know, direct message in an organic way. So what I want you guys to do, if you haven't watched Gary Vee, first off, if you're on Instagram, highly recommend following him. He's amazing. He's very transparent, clear cut, and he has just an abundance of knowledge that I can spend hours on his content, to be honest. But really, you know, his video that I posted on our team page is about adding value to these people. No one wants somebody sliding into their DM, word vomiting all over the place, knowing that you're like, all right, this person wants something from me. That's never, and I just had a girl, Gary Vee is the name. I just had somebody ask me about that today. They're like, I had people from different companies sending me copy paste messages all the time. And Gary Vee talks about this. First off, Instagram, Facebook, any type of platform, the algorithms don't like that. They don't like if you're not being authentic. So my big thing that I love to do, if I find somebody that I'm like, man, I would really like this person to be on my team, I start researching them. So when I say that, my background's in psychology, so I start going through their feed, get an idea of what their passions are. Once again, the form, you know, where they're from, their occupation, their recreation. Do they like hiking? Do they, you know, enjoy traveling like me? That's another huge thing. Like, I'm looking for somebody that wants out of debt, that loves traveling. I'm a huge wanderlust. So somebody that has the same dreams similar to mine. So finding those similar commonalities that I can really hone in on and resonate with them, because we all want that sense of belonging and that relationship, you know, together, the cohesiveness. So many times, you know, it's like, all right, how do I not be weird about reaching out, right? So the big thing that I have noticed is it's really easy and kind of a warm way to get into their DMs by watching their stories. So on Instagram, you know, watch their stories and be like, oh my gosh, girl, like, I love the place that you're at, or I love the hat that you're wearing, any type of compliment that you can throw in there. You know, it's about gaining that rapport. It's not about bringing Isagenix up immediately, because right away that person's going to be like, all right, screw you. You know, I don't want a slime ball coming into my inbox, you know, because I only know you only care about yourself. That's not what this is about. This is about cultivating new friendships, gaining that rapport. And not only that, we don't want just anyone on our team. You know, like, I want to be picky about who I'm going to partner with. And I want that to be the same with you guys too. And I mean, it takes time, I guess, is the biggest thing. Is it is tedious work. But really, you know, I've come to realize that I have so many enrollments, but so many people don't have the vision, and that was getting really discouraging to me. So I have people that love the products, you know, love to continually order and all of that. That's honestly where 90% of my business has been, is Instagram. Besides, you know, the casual people that I run into, but honestly, I owe a lot to Instagram since I've started Isagenix last year. And, you know, most of that just boils down to the fact that we can't force anything upon somebody. And that's what I've come to realize, is I need to go out and find somebody that's looking for more. And with me doing that, I'm finally reflecting and getting that energy out to those people that are like, hey, look, man, I mean, this girl has a business. She's doing this thing. I want more money. I want out of debt. Just today, I actually got a girl off of hashtags, started talking to her, used form, and, you know, just asked her, I go, you know, you have quite the following. I was just transparent about it. And I can share some screenshots with you guys too, to kind of give you an idea of how I warm up and, you know, not go straight to the jugular, I guess you could say. And we got into the concept of just, you know, what do you do full time? Do you monetize Instagram because you have quite the following, and I think you would kill it at what I do? And, you know, she responded back and she was like, well, I'm a part-time personal trainer and I live and breathe, you know, lifting. But, you know, I work in an office 9 to 5. And I was like, well, would you be open, you know, to what I do? Would you be open to listening, or, you know, open to this opportunity? And, you know, the first thing that I mentioned is, what are your goals? You know, this isn't about me again. I really wanted to know, you know, what are her aspirations on why she would even want to look into this opportunity. And then I asked her to fill out our assessment. So if you guys don't remember what our assessment is, we can always add that later on too. I had both of my new leads from Instagram fill that out, say, hey, fill this out. It'll help us narrow down, you know, times that we can talk, you know, kind of your specific goals regarding, you know, if you guys remember, it talks about their, who they would bring in for 2 people. So then that's also like a gateway into, oh, well, you mentioned your mom and your boyfriend would be interested in coming in. So that's another awesome way for the assessment too, to use that. But I invited Amanda. I was like, hey, would you be up to doing a 3-way call with me? I'm going to start pulling her in more because, especially for this business, I'll be honest, I hit executive, but it's not with business builders. It's with casual people that are like, hey, I want my products paid for, but I'm not likely going to stick around. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm executive. I'm a hard executive. Like, I found my business builders, because that's far from the truth. I'm just scratching the surface right now with finding people that really want to be in the business. Whereas just finding somebody like, oh, $170, awesome. That sounds cool. So that's kind of, I guess, the biggest thing that I've been doing on Instagram is, don't be one of those people that you're going to copy and paste and be like, I have this awesome nutrition, it's all shakes and cellular cleansing. I think you would love it. Because honestly, I wouldn't even want somebody sliding into my direct messages doing that. I'd be like, hey, that's cool, not interested. Mm-hmm. They want to get to know you first. And so that's, yeah.
I love that. And remind us what FORM stands for. It's sort of like your thing you use when you're getting to know somebody.
Yep. So FORM is from, so where are they from? Occupation, recreation, and motivation.
Love that.
So easy access into, what do you do? You know, your typical, if you run into somebody, honestly, for up here in Minnesota, I was watching someone's story and slid into her DM today. She wasn't interested. That's okay. But I freaked her page, was like, read her stories, huge following. And I go, girl, it's so cold outside today, because she was in Minnesota and talked about it in her stories. We started talking that way. It's as simple as that. Just a simple comment of engaging in what they're talking about in their story, actually actively listening, you know, to what they're saying. And then I, you know, casually brought it up, and she's like, no, you know, I don't think so. And I was like, hey, that's, you know, totally fine. Just want to let you know, regardless, that I love your vibe. She was a very natural looking girl, and all of that. And I mean, so yeah, you're going to get no's, but, you know, having that organic just connection, I guess you can say, not just the robotic, like, hey, come join me in this opportunity. Nobody wants that. And so
I love that. Can you guys see me? Because I just minimized my Zoom screen and now I can't find it.
Yeah.
You guys can see me?
Can see.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. That is so good, Angela. So when you're searching for these hashtags, you only can do one hashtag at once when you're searching,
Yeah.
right? That's a dumb question.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what is your, like, are you searching for like, what's your, I'm just curious for people that are like, what do you even?
So, the biggest one right now is I would really like to build my team here in Minneapolis. So one of the hashtags that I use, so you can also follow a hashtag too. So you don't need to like go to one, you can actually follow one. It will, and people that use that hashtag will pull up on your feed
Right.
casually. So then it's kind of like an easy cold lead that will pop up, and then you can just go to the profile real quick. So I'll do that, but Midwest moms is a big one that I'm kind of going into right now. Healthy lifestyle is another one. Fit moms, like anything that you feel would resonate with you. Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. It's just nice to hear what you're doing, just to give people ideas.
Yeah.
It's so good to hear. And guys, Instagram is not the only way to do this, right? Like I don't really do it that way, although I love learning about it and I want to start prospecting that way. So don't feel like, oh, I don't even understand this. There's so many ways to build this business, right? And so a lot of us haven't even reached out to our warm market, so that's exciting. Like people like Angela, she's reached out to a lot of her warm markets. So for her, like, it's the natural progression is to go to a platform that she's really having success with and she's comfortable with. But that doesn't have to be the only way to do it. But I sure as heck love these ideas, Angela. And I love that you're having such great success because you are. And you're pulling me into these conversations, and that's so critical. And you also can't like, the fact that you hit executive and there aren't like people ready to like kill this business, that's okay. I mean, when I look at my consultants, not every single consultant of mine wants to hit executive and become a millionaire. I have a lot of happy product users, and guess what? That should be celebrated. And yeah, sometimes they're going to be in and out, and yeah, we don't want that. But I also do have some casual shearers that are always a steady consultant. But regardless, it's duplication, and it's people loving these products that want to share. And the more they share, the more, and that's where it's super important that you want to drive the lines. You want to help make sure that person's being taken care of, make sure they're having a good product experience, especially if that person's not vested really into building a business, because that's where depth starts to happen. Because you never know who they enroll that may not have had interest in the business, but because you leaned into them and let them know that there is an opportunity, and let them know, oh my gosh, you're loving this. Well, let me tell you something. You don't have to pay for these products, and they may catch the vision, because that's happened to me. So that's where I see massive opportunity. Just because those people aren't, guess what? Their people may, and then their people may. And that, my friend, is how depth is created. So certainly don't undermine hitting executive and it's been just product users. We love our product users. And that is a big piece of what will help with residual income. And especially if we can continue to help them stay happy product users, right? And that's sort of, what I was trying to get across on my call this morning. I got really worked up in a good way, but we have to take care of our customers, because really, guys, when I'm looking at a lot of you, raise your hand if you just started on the product and you didn't have interest in the business. Okay, so that's like, there's some of you, I can't even see your hands because you're not showing me your faces, and that's a whole nother topic. No, I'm kidding, kind of. No, but I'm seeing a lot of you guys raise your hands. So what does that tell us? There's amazing opportunity in product users. And it's up to us to educate and to drive the lines and to let them know what we have. And that's something that we're going to have Kelsey share in a second too, but I want to see if you have anything else to add, Angela, after I get off on this tangent. But we are all on this team starting to enroll people that are enrolling people and are enrolling people. And it is up to us to make sure that we're coaching our people on coaching those people on the products, right? So especially if the person's interested in the business that you've enrolled, that's starting to enroll. My biggest, like, call it a lack of control, because I might be a little bit of a control freak. I don't know if that's what it is, or if I'm just a little OCD in how I grow my business, is I want to make sure people are being nurtured. I want to make sure that before people start on these products, we are getting on the phone with them. I want to make sure that at least they're listening to a call on how to do this system that isn't just the guide they're getting in the mail. You know, I want to tell people you can add a little PB2 to your shakes. Do it, dude. Add some fruit. You want to make this delicious. You can add Dryonics directly to your shake. You guys have hopefully heard me talk about this, and I have a call all on product retention and how I get on the phone with my customers before their first auto ship. And so it is something that I feel I sleep so good at night, because I know what I can control is who I enroll and who they enroll and who, like, but I can't keep going down the chain or I will not sleep, literally. So the message is for you guys is to make sure your people and your teams are taken care of. It's on us, right? So it's an opportunity. It's just a really great opportunity. So Angela, do you have anything else that you want to share? Like, even if just when you were creating these consultants of people that weren't like necessarily interested in business, what's a tip that you can share that was working where people have been receptive to want to share in the first place? Can you share that with us, and then we'll pass it on to Kelsey?
Yeah, absolutely. I owe a lot of this to Amanda and Morgan, because when I was gunning, so I've been sitting at director for quite a while. So I had a couple of steady consultants, and I was like, I had 2 pirates at the time, and I was like, I need to do something. I really want this executive. Guys, what type of ideas do you have? So I had the incentive of giving back and paying back, and I was telling Kelsey this too, $50 of my consultant fee to that person. So I gave them a deadline, told them I was running for a big milestone for a particular promotion in our company. And a lot of them, that kind of scared me, but to be honest, like Morgan was like, hey, just do it. Most people want to help you reach that goal. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So being just kind of transparent with them and sharing, she helped with awesome verbiage with that. And then I think, honestly, guys, the biggest thing is take advantage of our holiday promotions. The free shipping, I really took advantage of the Black Friday deal. So the free shipping and free membership for over $150, it was almost silly for people not to take advantage of this. And my one pirate that I had that she wasn't going to order for a couple weeks, you know, I just said, pretty much I made it to the last one. So I had 9 consultants. And in order to make her a consultant last, I had to have 100 business volume underneath her account. So once again, verbiage from Morgan. Thanks, Morgan. You know, I kindly asked her, I was like, no problem at all. But, you know, I'm just curious, would you mind if I, you know, were to make 100 business volume order underneath your account? I have this goal right now, you know, to reach a promotion. And she was like, yeah, sure, absolutely, not a problem. So I went in and made 100 business volume underneath her account. And, you know, that was another strategy I added in there. So just, you know, feeding off of each other, really, you know, asking our teammates how they can help and ideas that they have. So
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And maybe later on our page, if you want to just copy and paste a text that you sent with your verbiage on you hitting a milestone and what you said, would be awesome. I bet people would love to see that. But no, I love that. I love that so much. And we're proud of you. And we can't wait to see you attract now business builders and probably more product users. And that's cool too. And that should definitely be celebrated. So you've done amazing and you're going to continue to crush it. And you showed us all what's possible. So I think that you deserve to pat yourself on your back big time. So do you have anything else that you want to share, Angela, before we pass it to Kelsey?
Nope, all you, Kelsey.
Love it, love it. So Kelsey, I'm going to unmute you, and I think you're now unmuted on your end too.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So we would love to hear from our newest director who is pushing now for executive. And you just put it out there and you crushed it. And I know that There were probably times where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. What am I doing? But you just went for it. And not one of us, Morgan and I are like, she's doing it. She's doing it. Nobody doubted that you would crush it. No one did. Just like no one doubted Angela, because your conviction and your energy and your posture is so like evident. And guys, you know, confidence sells, you know, even if we're not really feeling it, you know, we're excited and we're like, we kind of just have to psych ourselves out. I feel like you just did that really well. So what can you share that can just help other people that are wanting to grow, wanting to create consultants, and how you achieve that, or just anything you want to share as it relates to that? And we're so proud of you.
Thank you. So I think one of the biggest things for me has been getting more comfortable just sharing the business. I feel like I was very comfortable sharing products, which I think most of us are, because they've helped us a lot. So it's easy to share that because we're feeling good and it's just genuinely sharing. It took me a really long time to start like actually sharing the business. And I didn't really start doing that until after Celebration. So another thing, events, very important. But after Celebration, that's when I really just was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to reach out to people. I'm going to talk about it. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. With just becoming comfortable and talking genuinely also about the business, just like you do with the products. So that's been like a huge change for me. And another thing is actually doing the reach out. So like not being scared to reach out to people, whether they are someone you don't know, you know really well. Because sometimes even the people that you know really well, those could be the people that you're actually most nervous to reach out to. Because some of my family members or some of my bestest friends, those are the people that I've actually been most nervous to reach out to, even though I know that it could help and benefit their life as well. And then also following up. That has been something that I was not good at before at all. I would reach out to them and then I would kind of just be like, okay, well, I did it, so I'm done. And that is like the biggest thing, because the reach out is when if you get ignored or you get ghosted or they respond and then stop responding, like that doesn't mean no. And I think before I was like, that's a no. Nope, they want me to leave them alone. And that's actually like the opposite. Mm-hmm. They just, it might not be their time. And the more people that I've actually created consultants have been people that I've been talking to for a while. Mm-hmm. So like Angela said, it does take a lot of time. So it takes a lot of time because people are scared, just like maybe some of us were, or they have more questions, all of that. So the follow-up has been a huge, huge thing. I think that I felt like I was bugging people, and I feel like that's like something that I had to get over. Like that was my own personal thing that I had to get over, that I was bugging people. But Morgan has told me many times that if I was bugging them, they would say, leave me alone or stop.
Totally. It's so true.
Yeah.
And do you have any just verbiage on how you typically follow up with people? Or do you have a protocol as to when you follow up, all of the above kind of thing?
Yeah. It usually depends on like where we left off. If it was someone that reached out to me and just like asked like, hey, what are you doing? Or what's this about? Whether it was products or business. And then our conversation kind of stopped, or they like didn't answer me back, I'd probably wait a couple days. If it's like, the conversation kind of ended. If it was like, I've had a few people be like, well, I just don't have the money like right now, but I definitely am interested. I want to do this. I need this. I might wait like 2 weeks to just like kind of put it back in their ear. So I actually had someone the other day that I reached out to, and I've been wanting to reach out to this person for so long, because their family has had a huge just change. Like they lost a lot of weight. They weren't doing strengths, but they lost a lot of weight. They were really working on like starting to run and stuff like that. And like, I knew that these products would be amazing for this family. So I reached out to her. It was one of my old cheer moms, and I was like, and I told her, I was like, I've actually been really nervous to reach out to you. I was just very honest with her. I just said, I've been wanting to reach out to you. I was nervous, but I just felt like I needed to. I needed to share these products with you. I know how much they've helped me and my family. My mom, she knows my mom, and my mom's lost 100 pounds by Isogenics. So I just was very genuine with her, and she was like, oh my God, like, why would you be nervous? Like, thank you so much. And so, which was awesome. But, so I sent her, some of the products that I thought would be awesome for her and her family. And we talked about it, and she was like, awesome, I'm going to talk to my husband. And then I reached back out during the weekend, this past weekend, and she was like, oh, I forgot to talk to my husband. I'll talk to him like tomorrow or something. And then I waited a few days because I didn't want to like keep bugging her, but like I waited a few days and I talked to her again. So I just think the follow-up is definitely important because people get busy. They really do forget sometimes.
Yeah.
So they sometimes just need that extra like
Nudge.
push, but yeah, kind of. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. And if anyone's ever looking for follow-up verbiage, like what to say, especially if maybe there was radio silence, on our Residual Rockstar page in the file section, I created a file on literally what to say to follow up, and it's called Let's Talk Follow. Let's Talk Follow is the name of the document on Residual Rockstar Files, and it's got some good verbiage. But I love that, Kelsey. And like I said on this morning's call, a good protocol that you could, if you need like a real structured time frame on when to follow up, is the 2x2x2. Wait 2 days, wait 2 weeks, wait 2 months, continue that cycle until they're like, dude, stop, right? I mean, I have people on my board that I've literally been talking to for 3 years. I'm never going to give up on them until they flat out tell me, stop messaging me, period. Because I have enrolled people that we first talked when I first started. Mm-hmm. So I never give up on people. I never do. There are surely people I know I have forgotten about, but I really try not to, but we're human, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why you want to write your people's names down and have somewhat of a system.
Yes.
I love that, Kelsey. And what about creating your consultants? Do you have any tips on just the verbiage that you used when mm-hmm. you got to director?
Yes. One thing too that I wanted to mention too, before I do that, is that don't be afraid of talking numbers with people, because that was actually how I created my last consultant that I needed to go director, was actually with my aunt, which I was super nervous to like do this with her because I didn't know if she wanted it. So she actually called me. She knew about the Black Friday deals, and she said that her and my uncle were interested in starting on the shakes. And I was like, awesome. Okay, let's get you started. I was like, what do you want? What flavors? And we got off the phone. And then I was like, wait. And I like wrote it all down, wrote all the numbers down, and was like, she would actually get more if she signed up and we signed up her husband under her and her mom under her, and they would get 12 canisters of shakes. So I wrote down all the numbers, and then I called her back and I was like, I have a better way for you to do it. You can get your products paid for. I said, let's sign up you and Gary separate and your mom and set it all up. And she was like, oh, awesome. But like, if I didn't like do that, she wouldn't have known. So like, it's just like sometimes just like because if I probably just said to her, let's just do your own account, she might have said no. But like actually saying the numbers and telling her like what she would get for that, I think definitely helped create that consultant.
Don't be afraid to show people the money.
Yes.
I love it.
And then what did you ask? You asked the verbiage that I was using.
Just if you had any that you wanted to share that you used, or maybe it was similar to Angela, but just when you were creating consultants and sort of in this momentum phase that I know you're still in.
Yes. It's really, some of it is similar to Angela. Some people was more just like getting their products paid for, and some people a lot of the people I did tell like what my goal was and was very upfront about it. Like no, I would say no pressure at all. I just want to let you know the goal that I'm running for. We can help you eat for free, and kind of just like laid it all out for them, but also told them the goal. Also throwing in incentives, like kind of like what Angela said, like $50 back or something out of my paycheck to help like kind of create like urgency a little bit and putting a time frame on it. But also like a huge thing has been like finding my avatar, like Angela, is that like that has been a huge game changer, because before I was just like, I'm just going to ask everyone and anyone to look at the business. And like, that's not what I want. I don't want to just work with anyone and everyone. I want to work with people that are hardworking, people that also want to stay at home like me and be with their babies. And I want to find those people. And I found Anna and Becca and all these awesome people. But I want to find people that also want similar goals as me. So that has been huge. And it makes it more fun. Like you're finding people that you want to work with, and people that like me and Anna and me and Becca, we both had play dates with our babies, and it's so much fun. Like that's the part that's been the best. Yeah.
I love that. If you ladies don't mind posting any of your verbiage, just a text that you've sent someone.
Yeah.
I know that would help. And just for people listening, you know, when you create a consultant, you get $100, right? Of course, if someone creates a crystal consultant, because you've just converted to associate, you get $150. But when they become a crystal consultant, you know what I'm trying to say. When you create a consultant, you get $100. So the concept is investing another $50 on top of what they would get when they become a crystal consultant is even more enticing. They get $150 plus the $50 you're going to give them, right? So, and then they're going to get the PIBs. So, you know, investing in your business is a good idea oftentimes, you know, and because it is creating duplication and it is expanding your network. And I'm not telling you throw your money away at all. You know, you're already getting that money, so you're just giving them half of that, and then you're getting the PIB, right? So, you would have enrolled them, so you're going to get PIB, right? So it's something that I've done and I'll do from time to time to really creating urgency is just a great way to go. And it also can be creating urgency that isn't necessarily giving people money or incentivizing, but it can be, you know, maybe you're talking to a business builder and they're just kind of on the fence and they're like, yeah, I will soon. I love to flat out say, totally fine, this is all in your timing, but I want to be very forthright with you. I am right now in full momentum mode in my business, where I am on the path of bringing in a lot of business builders on my team. And I'm on the #1 income earning team, which is really exciting. But why I'm telling you this is because the sooner that you do get in, the better, because you will reap the benefits of these amazing people that are going to be joining me. And I'm just telling you that because I don't want you to miss out. So it's really the exciting part of our compensation plan, right? So, you know, putting something out like that out there, which is not dishonest, right? Because that's all of our goals. So that's just something to consider. Kelsey, I love these shares. I love your energy, and I just think you're on such a great path. So thank you. And I love that you're getting comfortable talking business, because it can be scary at first, right? Do you have anything else that you'd want to share?
I think that's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, we're going to wrap up in just a minute. But I just want to thank you guys, Angela and Kelsey, for sharing. I also want to say that we have Claire and Kelly that are going to be on our Rising Leader call tomorrow, and we cannot wait to hear from them, so be sure to plug in. Today was a fun call that Andrew and I did, and yesterday Kim Manase rocked the product call. And then we have Dan Farron that's going to be on our call on Friday, and it will be really fun. If you have husbands or boyfriends or fiancés or you or whatever, like any men that you know would love to hear from Jan, have them plug in, because it'll be a really good call. And he's going to talk about his honest, like how he went from skeptic to full-time believer in this business. But real quickly, I just want to kind of just say something. You know, I had a little tough love moment on our morning call this morning. And, you know, it was really driven by hearing from people that are unsatisfied or dissatisfied with where they are. But what I have seen from some people is that they're not doing the work. And so it's kind of like when I talked about Jen, who's amazing, and she knows that she's not like really putting herself out there, and she's like not let down because she's not really, you know, getting in the weeds right now. And that's okay. But we can't get pissed at ourselves by the work we're not doing, right? So that's the first thing. So, if you want to treat this like a business and roll up your sleeves, here's what I'll say. Do what you say you're going to do, right? Do what you say you're going to do. If you're going to do an event, put it on the calendar. Let's see you do it. But you can't complain about where you're not if you're not willing to consistently be in the space of putting one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, right? So, I hear the whole, I don't have time. Here's my pushback. Make the time. I shared a little cheat sheet thing that I like to do on Sundays. I like to plan my posts. And I have a notes app, and I literally have all of these notes I've copied and pasted. And if I'm looking for inspiration, I'll go to Isagenix recognition page or Isagenix business page, and I'll see leaders, and I'll kind of stalk their profiles. And I may literally just copy and paste their post and put it in my notes app, and then later I'll tweak it. So there's so many ways to be efficient and creative as we're building this business. And because you may work full time and have kids is, to me, a really not a great excuse. Because we're all busy no matter what. So this business is not a complicated business, but if you just have to do what you say you want to do, otherwise you can't complain. And that's kind of that's just how I feel. And I'm like, you guys have such potential, but a lot of you are just not willing to get uncomfortable. But what I want to tell you is once you start getting uncomfortable, that's where you're going to see that growth. That's where you're going to see major growth. So, it's that creatively connecting. If you're not finding people, or you're not having luck with your messages, find new people and just have fun with how you're going to be doing that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of really the big thing that I wanted to say is there's so many ways, the 3-way calls, guys, they're key. If you're not pulling in your upline and you're new, especially, if you've never done a 3-way call with anyone in your upline, at least 2 or 3, you're doing yourself and your business a massive disservice. If I tried to build this business on my own without Renee, I know I wouldn't be where I am today. I know it. And yeah, I do my calls myself now, but I actually still will bring in Renee from time to time. I brought Renee in when Angela first enrolled because I knew that Renee and Angela, Renee's story would really resonate with Angela. So, I still recommend if you have some interest in the business, bring in someone for sure, even if you've been doing this for a while. But especially if you're new and as your people are starting to share, they're never going to pull you in if you didn't initially pull someone into your conversation with them. So we have to remember this is a business of duplication. And if you want tips on how to schedule a 3-way and not make it weird, come to me because I love to help people with that verbiage. But this is the same verbiage. I want you guys to pay it forward and tell your team so we can continue to grow our depth. So I'm going to stop talking because I know it's been a long call. Sorry for the technical issues earlier, guys. And I'm just so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of the people I'm seeing do these events. I'm proud of Kim. I'm proud of our newest rank advancements. I'm proud of the people that are showing up. Even if you're like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't know what I'm doing, but guess what? You're on this call. To me, that is showing up, that you're on this flipping call. And maybe you just want the community and you're not like complaining because you're just kind of cool with where you are. I love that. I love that. We need people that are happy and that want to be around and they just want to casually share, but don't complain if you're not willing to really roll up your sleeves. And don't be like, just go and start speaking up more. If you want growth, start speaking up more. If you're busy and you don't know what's going on, go to the page and don't miss out what's being posted. You don't need to be on the page 24/7, but before you go to bed, just check out what's been talked about so you know you're in the know. So I love you guys. I cannot wait to see your faces next month. A lot of you, and thank you for hanging in with us this long on this call. See you, y'all.